this situation is it's kind of getting weird, right? Because every time something happens, it's starting to remind us of things that happened in the past,
Yeah.
and people starting to kind of put their insecurities on other people and all of this. We've seen situations like Aunt Jemima and all this,
Yep.
like how a lot of these products are marketed towards black people, but black people don't necessarily benefit from it.
Not in the long
Not in
term.
the long term. Yes, you might get a little pat on the back, but okay. So Unc from Tendernism
Right.
versus Keith Lee. So Keith Lee, everybody know, is a food critic, family man. Everybody love him. He goes around anonymously getting food, and then he
He'll eat it in
tries
his
it. He
car.
get in his car. He tries the food out. He gives it, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. You know how that go. Now he recently went to see Unc. Um, his name is Walt from Destination Smokehouse that went viral for the Tendernism.
Right.
Now, where Keith Lee gave his assessment of everything of the food, he said it was decent. It wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. It was good.
I think he gave it a 7.5.
7.5 out of 10 for some of the food, which is good, right? I mean, it's
I
hard
think
to
that's a
run.
good
It's
score.
hard to run a restaurant. Where the issue came in at is Keith Lee. He always try to leave a tip. He always try to go above and beyond
Yeah.
and let his presence be felt when
Yeah.
he have a great experience at a restaurant. Now he's seen Unc, and apparently Unc is walking around the restaurant with 4 bodyguards. Why Unc need 4 bodyguards just because he went viral is beyond me. But he said he's walking around with 4 bodyguards. Keith Lee tried to give Unc a $4,000 tip, and apparently they didn't allow him to get access to Unc because of
They were doing some sort of podcasting. He was busy.
they were trying to do a podcast because they said he saw
Yeah, he
Unc,
saw him.
and he tried to interact with him, but he had 4 security guards. So I guess my question would be, what when you see things like that, when you saw the clip, when you saw the reaction, and then Unc them did a video, Unc and his business partner, we're gonna get into that.
The owner of
Destination Smokehouse. They did a video and a podcast with Willie D from the Ghetto Boys.
Right.
And they tried to kind of debunk the situation, saying like, hey, this wasn't, we wasn't really stiff arming Keith Lee, but we have a few things set up in place just to protect Unc because a lot of weird streamers and stuff come up. But when you seen that, what did you think?
I thought that immediately when I seen that, I was like, Unc is not doing most of the talking. Walt, but I call him Unc.
Right.
Unc is not doing most of the talking. So all of the explaining away is coming from the owner of Destination Smokehouse, which feels off.
Yes.
And so if it was more so coming from Unc, like, oh, I know Keith Lee had expressed concerns about my bodyguards, but this is something that happened to me before, or I understand that, we were busy, but it wasn't coming mostly. Now, he did chime in here and there, but it really felt like the owner of Destination Smokehouse was just trying to save face.
Yeah, and it kind of felt weird because every time he speak, it's kind of like he's looking at him like, okay, let me chime in and clear that up a little bit. So it's kind of like a blink once, blink twice.
That's what I literally was like, please.
And then, okay, so they did a video months ago, probably 8 to 9 months ago, talking about the power dynamics in the restaurant. So just to give you guys some background, Unc has been in the restaurant business or the smoke business, whatever you want to call it, smoke barbecue business, for the past 30, 40 years. He's an older gentleman. The young man who's the owner of Smokehouse, he got the restaurant or the real estate or whatever from his family, and it was like a coffee shop or something like that. It went out of business. It went down. He stepped in and he wanted to turn it into a restaurant. He didn't know what he was doing. He didn't have any guidance on it. Unc stepped in and taught him the game on how to create and build a smokehouse. So they literally built it from the ground up.
Okay.
They said they had a small barbecue grill, and they were like, he was teaching him how to do it, and they started selling the meat.
Interesting.
So now, all of these years ago, the restaurant is building. Still doesn't have any type of ownership in it, but he's literally a co-founder.
Right.
It's kind of like me and you being in the garage with Steve Jobs,
Right,
handing
right.
him the stuff, helping him out with the code on the software,
But it's
going to
Steve's
get the product,
garage.
and it's Steve's garage.
But it's
so it's
our
like,
expertise that is contributing to him building this brand.
and Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple, is a good example. They built it together, so Steve was a partnership. I mean, Steve was a co-owner and a co-founder in Apple.
Right.
In this case, Walt was not a co-founder. He's not an owner. So now he's just like a consultant helping out this guy, which is, I guess, his friend or whatever. I don't know where Walt's family is. I don't know what Walt has going on. I don't know if he's retired and he don't have a job or whatever. It don't seem like it. He seemed like he was just running and building a restaurant, so he should have some type of ownership. This based on the conversation in the video on YouTube that they posted on their channel. This is not like a reaction type of thing. They said this. So when Unc started doing the tendernism, walking away, doing the content,
falling out,
everybody fell in love with that because it was so like, damn man, I want to try some of that meat. I want to try some of that tendernism, like whatever. That became a thing. So now people started to question, hold on, who owns this? Because it's some white dude that's there and there's
well, also people were going in there expecting to see the owner and expecting that owner to be
they're like, oh, let me see the owner, and they thinking it's Unc, and
but
it's
this
like
guy
Nick walks up and it's like, okay, but where's Unc? Like, what's going on? Like, whatever. So Nick is the owner. Nick got it from his family. Unc basically helped him build the whole brand, helped him build the restaurant, helped the restaurant become global with the tendernism and people flying in and people, celebrities, and doing all of this.
Literally.
But the problem is Unc didn't ask or didn't require any equity or ownership in it up front. And then now, once he built it, before the tendernism went viral, they had a viable restaurant. And that's very important because it's not like the tendernism is the reason Unc don't have any ownership, and it's like now you just came in the ninth hour to get ownership. Unc helped build the business way before it went viral, so they probably were making real good money before the tendernism shit hit.
Right, but to your point, they together were making really good money before the tender. So any which way you slice it, it's not even as if you can say, which a lot of like brand owners and business owners do, like, yes, this is my brand, this is my business, this is my product or service. I brought you on later on, and then we took off from there, from the platform that I had already built. The point here is that they built that platform together.
Yes, they built it together, and then when it went viral, a lot of people starting to question, okay, if Unc isn't the owner, who's the owner? Does his family own it? Like, what is he doing there? Does he work there? Is he an employee? If it was a clear-cut employee relationship, it's like, well, okay, we all have worked at companies, went above and beyond, fucked around and made the company a lot of money, and now you didn't get properly compensated for that. That's just a part of the game. But if he's not an owner
and he's not an employee,
what the fuck is he doing? Because he's doing all of the marketing. He's doing all the work. Does Unc has his own company? We don't know. Then we went and looked to see the trademark of tenderism.
Because if anything is his
tenderism, he should get the trademark and he should be able to license that to y'all and be able to get compensated that way. But the problem is they're kind of taking advantage of the fact that he's an older man. He not really focused on his legacy, because if he had a bunch of kids and he wanted to give them the legacy, because he's older, let's be honest. So in 20 years, when the restaurants start franchising and become this big brand, Unc won't
it's like
be here
the McDonald's of smokehouses.
Unc won't be here to benefit from that anyway. But his kids, his grandkids, if he does have them, they would be the beneficiaries of his ownership in it.
Right.
But now what they're doing is, and this is my opinion, this is what I believe, they got him a car. So that's facts. Like, they actually got him a car or whatever. So that's number one. Number two, I believe they're kind of spoon feeding the money here and there. And this is an older black man who probably ain't never had a lot of real money. So they give him 5 bands here in cash, 10 bands here, and he's
not on the grill every single day. So this is for him. This is like residual money. Even if they break him off every 3 months or break him off every 2 months, he's mostly not like in the field as much as he is supervising and making sure that it's, and making videos and things like
And
that.
I
Like
seen
he's the draw.
I seen a picture, and it zoomed in on Unc, and his shirt said ambassador. So it's coming across
Mm,
as mascotish,
yes.
Aunt Jemima,
Yeah.
famous Amos.
It's coming across as, they're taking advantage of this older person. And I think we said this last time when we touched on this. I have been in places where, you have the older person who still wants to make a living, who still, maybe retired or something like
Yeah.
that. You get them to like wash your car or, cut your grass or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
They
That's
just
like a
want to be in.
neighborhood hood thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
But Unc has kind of like fucked around and got his hands on, like, this ain't just cutting grass,
Yeah,
you know?
this ain't no. Yeah, this is not like he didn't entered into corporate America, and
Yes.
he's really adding value to a corporation that is making money. Restaurants don't make money if they're not generating millions of dollars in revenue.
They have
They
to.
have to,
They
just
have
by the
to.
sheer of the overhead, the building, all these employees, keeping the product good. Like, you have to like generate money.
And the idea that he's been so involved and contributed
The
his
founding
yes,
of
I was,
this.
I was
It's
gonna
not.
say
He's not a passive dude that just walked up one
I was
day.
gonna say and contribute his life expertise. Like he has been doing this professionally as his life's career. I think a part of the conversation, we do the conversation injustice, in my opinion, if we don't talk about how people will benefit off of your ignorance.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah, 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 yeah. That's a
because
great good point.
it is the idea that, or we would have to question, does he know how valuable he is to this brand? Does he know what equity and what type of value that is?
Yeah.
Does he know, like, to your point, does he know that his contributions, you need accountants and financiers
And
to evaluate that.
that's a very, very, very good point. Him not understanding his value, and a lot of times people think value is money. No, no, no,
Not
no, 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 no.
always.
Not always. Value is influence. Value is connections. Value is um being able to generate attention,
I was
branding,
gonna
brand
say
names, like. And this is something too. It's the fact that a white man who owns the shop
his
is
racial,
benefiting
yes,
off of black
labor.
culture,
Hmm.
and not only just labor, but it's black culture as well. Because Unc wasn't the first person to eat something and walk away and be like, "Oh,
Oh no, yeah.
that is
That's
something."
cultural,
That's
yes.
something that is in our culture that we all do. Which
Hmm.
is why when Unc did it, it went viral. It was
Because it
something dope.
connected with us. It resonated with the black
Exactly.
community.
So it's like, okay, Unc don't own the trademark. Destination Smokehouse
Which these are new. The applications to
own the trademark,
hmm
right? They filed for the trademark. Um, Obviously they own the footage
yeah.
because he's doing the whatever that is going viral. They own the restaurant, so it's getting to a point where like, they own your name, image, and likeness. They own your creativity. They own everything. And every time somebody brings up equity, it's like
They want to backpedal.
it's like no. But then the videos that Unc putting out make it even worse. It's kind of like, damn, like you mad at us that we trying to make sure your
Yeah.
family straight and you get the bag. So
Mm.
it's one of those situations where like these artists, like if you a rapper and you've been trying to rap for your whole life, and
It's a
then
360 for sure.
and you finally get a deal, you finally get a viral song, and
Yeah.
then you got people trying to tell you like, hey man, you read your contract, you did this. You
Right.
seen that Blueface clip when he was on the Breakfast Club, and he was
What
like,
he said.
they was like, hey, did you read your contract? He was like, no, he signed to like 2-3 people. Like real shit. Like he signed to like 2 or 3 people. That's not like that's a real thing on the Breakfast Club.
When you're in three 360s, just diabolical.
And they don't really know their power. And Unc is probably like he don't even want to know it, because at the end of the day he's going to
He's
realize
doing well
how he's doing well from
for
his
his
past
perspective.
and from what he was 6 months ago or whatever. He got fame. People know him. They talking about him. He got a few dollars in his pocket. They probably giving him some brown paper
Yeah.
bag money.
Yeah, for
He got a
sure.
new fucking car.
Yeah.
He got think
He's
about
living
this.
good.
Think about this though. The fact that they had to buy you a new car lets me know you need ownership and you need this money.
That part.
Somebody, if I do a deal right now, don't nobody got to buy me no new car because I can get my own car.
Yeah.
I need ownership. I need equity. I need to be able to get the
But
long-term
that
value.
highlights what I'm saying about we have to think about how people are able to take advantage of your ignorance. But I also want to piggyback on the point you made about Black culture, because how do you make all of this money? And I'm not saying that y'all were not profitable before those videos, but how do you make all of this money off of Black culture, but then Keith Lee comes into the building and no one knows who he is?
Exactly.
So that is.
And Unc, I don't be on social media. I don't
expect Unc to know, but the idea that you could make so much money off of Black culture, but you're not even ingrained into the culture. You're just profiting off of it.
Yeah.
You're not even ingrained into the culture enough to know if Keith Lee comes in. It's like, oh, hold on, we're gonna welcome Keith Lee. Matter of fact, do you want to say hi to the pod or da 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 da? Like, there is something to say about being able to profit off of Black culture, but not necessarily having to understand intimately what Black culture is in order to profit off of it.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like people don't like when I say this, but Black culture has been commodified in such a way, but we don't own it. And that is the problem with us not realizing our value. This is like a microcosm of what's actually going on in the world. Like the idea that like we don't have ownership over like hairstyles, like certain hairstyles. Like, I'm not saying everybody can't braid hair, but your top people who should be making money off of that.
Yeah.
I mean, even when it comes to
hair care products. We make
clothing,
stuff popular. We make stuff trendy.
Music in general. Like, it is sinister that Black people are not like Sony and UMG and like all of these different like distribution companies.
And I just checked online. You see that says ambassador.
It does.
Ambassador. So again, he's giving mascot.
It's giving face.
It's the mascot. Yes, I'm running around. I'm dancing all on here. I'm doing this. And it's funny when it's your company and you're doing it. But once you start tap dancing for somebody else's company, making stuff go viral for somebody else's company, that's when it gets a little bit weird, because now people are saying we want to support you, but like, get your paperwork right. And that's where we get killed every single time is the paperwork. We might have a handshake agreement. We might understand that this is my man's, this is this is that.
I hate to do you like this though, but Dr. Umar spoke on that. Dr. Umar was like, we as a Black community, and this goes, according to him, this goes like, back to Africa. Word is bond is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like we do things, like all of that paper stuff, that is very European. Like contracts, treaties, and all types of stuff.
Yeah.
Like our culture has always been derived from word is bond, and if it's not what you say it is, I'm coming to wreck shit. That's the culture.
Now we don't wreck shit. When people build,
we don't even wreck shit. So
when people build off your name, they take your masters, they do this, they do that. Now they're not even, they're not coming to wreck shit, because it's just another famous Amos, and it's another situation. And then the problem is, Walter's an older gentleman.
Yeah.
The guy Nick is a younger gentleman. He looked like he probably in like his 40s or something like that. If something was to happen to Walt, his legacy, his name, his image, everything he stand for now is going to go, and they're going to benefit off of that. There's going to be a GoFundMe somewhere. There's going to be all type of stuff going on, and his kids are probably not going to benefit off of it, because we got a handshake deal with Unc. I don't have a handshake deal with
his children,
nephew, his grandchild.
Yeah.
I don't have a handshake. I don't even have to let y'all come in and eat for free.
Unc could pass away and they could take the car back.
Yeah, because it's probably leased.
I was about to say.
You know what I'm saying? It's
it
probably
might not,
leased.
or just not, it might just not be in his name. Like, here, you can have
It's
it.
the same way how Yo Gotti gives Glorilla a car
It's
every
not Yo
6
Gotti.
months, and it's like we like Gotti. Glorilla got a new G-Wagon, a new this and new that, and then in 10 years she's doing interviews talking about how her contract is this and her contract is that. It happens every single time, and we are used to it in the music business, but now this is translating over to
but it's in all business, right?
Everything is content now. Everything is content
if
now,
you don't
right?
understand your value, people will run you over.
Yep.
But I like Glorilla's latest single though.
I mean, shout out to her. I don't know her. I don't know her financial situation in terms of and her contract and all that. All
but
I'm
it
saying,
looks fishy.
I'm using that as an example because Yo Gotti just make it a point every time he gives her a new car, or gives her a chain. It's like viral on social media, and people always in the comments like, "Read your contract,
read your contract,"
and then that is how they overcharge you for a lot of stuff. Is they give you this, and then you read your contract, and you paid 3 times for that car. You paid 5 times for that jewelry.
Yeah.
You paid for those trips. That security, they probably got a partnership with Walt that says, "Oh yeah, we're gonna pay you XYZ," but then they maxing you out on the security. They maxing you out on the car. They maxing you out on this. So when something happens to him, because it's not if something happens to him, we're all going to pass one day. This is why equity is so important. But I mean, if he says he's okay and he did a video saying, if it's disrespectful if anybody would think, knowing me, that I'll get taken advantage of. Listen, we all can get taken advantage of.
I was gonna say nobody's bigger than the program.
Nobody's bigger than the program. Nobody's bigger than lawyers. Nobody's bigger than, a contract. Yeah. Get a contract going. Get some equity in. Get your estate plan going. Get your money right, because at the end of the day, if somebody takes advantage of you, who gonna fight for you other than the people that's supporting you? Yeah. We can say what's going on. Your people in your group, it might come off as hating. Yeah. Hey, Walt, look at your paperwork. Look at this. Look at that. It comes off as hating. Oh, you're not coming to the restaurant. You're not getting no free food. But your supporters online who don't know you but love and support you, they can give you some real game, and I think he should take it. But he's old, stuck in his ways. Probably his first time ever having some real recognition for all the body of work he ever did. Right. And he just like, shit, I'm just happy.
This is the best it's ever been.
I'm just happy I got recognition, and now y'all telling me to get some lawyers and paperwork involved. Yeah. Shit, Unc probably got him a little.
That's extra work.
Little tenderoni at the house, about 45. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Unc probably got him something at the crib. He got some money in his pocket. He got a Cadillac. You know they always say give a black man a Cadillac.
Nobody is saying it's not a bad deal. It's just not the best deal.
Yeah, and a lot of times, you can't judge. You can't do a deal based off of what you used to have, because what you used to have, you ain't have shit. So it's like, if you ain't have nothing and you just happy that you got $1,000 now, it's like, no, that's not the way to do business. You do business straight up based off the marketplace.
I'm going to have to use that line.
You do business straight off the marketplace, and we just trying to give you some game. But if you end up getting ripped off and you like it, I mean,
we love it.
We love it.
Speaking of making deals.